off, I'll be priming my face with the Monistat Chafing Relief Gel. And then I'm going to use this orange corrector out of the Anastasia Cream Contour Kit, and then I'm going to put a little bit of the Inglot Duraline in here. Those creams are really thick and sometimes hard to kind of blend or manage, so by adding a drop or two of that, it's just making it more manageable. Alright, once I get done with that, I'm going to use the Sacha Cosmetics. This is the Tan Loose Powder. And I'm using the Juvia's flat foundation brush. And I'm just kind of pressing that into my skin. And it's really going to help with my oily T-zone. And then help kind of suck in that foundation. And then I'll be using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. I believe this is number 9. And then a Morphe E9 flat foundation brush. Alright, and then I'm just using a beauty wedge and I'm just kind of like patting that all in. Alright, and then for the eyebrows, I'm going to use the Anastasia number 12 brush. I'm going to use that eyebrow spoolie to kind of straighten the eyebrows out, and then I'm going to use the NYX cream eyebrow, and I love that. I believe this one is in the Espresso. Alright, and then I'm going to switch up and use the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Chocolate Brow Duo Powder and the Morphe M165, I believe. I'm going to start with a lighter powder, and I'm going to use that kind of like in the middle of that eyebrow. And then for the darker brow powder, I'm going to use that along the outline of the eyebrow. And then I'm using the NYX Chocolate Tinted Brow Mascara. And that's going to help kind of lighten and blend everything all in. I'm using the MAC, this is NT45, and this is the Studio Finish Concealer. And just kind of carving out that brow here. Alright, and then for the priming of the eye, I'm using the MAC Painterly Paint Pot. And then I'm just using that same brush that I was concealing with. Alright, starting off with this eye look, I'll be going into the palette using Isabel. And I'm starting off on the outer edge of the eye and then kind of working my way to the inner corner. And then I'm going to work this shade up. So I'm really kind of starting from the outer corner right at the crease area. And then I'm kind of gradually bringing it up to underneath the brow bone. And then covering a little bit of the outer edge of the eye as well. And then I'm just going to use a different brush in order to kind of blend that in to make it look a little seamless. And then I'm just working my way back and forth. I'm kind of gradually adding color. When I first looked at that, I'm just like, oh, I'm not sure how that's going to show up. But all you have to do is kind of add the color by patting that in with your brush. And then you can do swiping motions like back and forth in order to blend that out. So it's taken a little while, but I am getting the desired effect. Going back into the palette, I'm going to use a Violetta. And the Violetta is going to pretty much be the crease area, so I'm kind of trying to work it into the crease and working it up a little bit. And then I am just kind of making a halo eye here, which means I'm going to use this on my eyelid in the inner corner on the eyelid itself, and then on the outer corner of the eye I'm going to use that on the eyelid as well. So you'll have part of the eyelid is going to be covered by this darker color. And then the trick with this is blending, 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 so you don't look crazy. And for this shade as well, I'm kind of having to actually gradually add on as well. So you'll see me kind of patting in order to apply that, and then swiping back and forth in order to blend that in. Alright, so I'm also going to go underneath the eye with the Isabel. And that's going to go kind of from the lash line down as far as I dare go. And then I'm going to use a flesh tone eyeliner pencil, and I'm going to go inside the eyeline. Because I'm using such dark colors, I really kind of want to brighten it, and I'm thinking the white would be a little too off-putting. So the flesh tone is a pretty good compromise. Alright, so I'm using a pencil brush, and I'm going in with a Violetta like right on the lash line to give my lashes a fuller look, and then it'll also help give it a kind of like a smoky effect as well with that smoky eye. Alright, I'm using the Lord & Berry eye pencil as well as a like eyeliner. This is a Sigma eyeliner brush, and then I'm just going to also add that to the lash line. I want it to be more of a black brown shade. I don't want it to be black, but I want it to be black brown. So I'm going to go back with a Violetta and then smooth that out and blend that in. Alright, I'm using the Makeup Forever Flash Color 12 palette. I'm using the white out of that palette, and I'm kind of carving out with that halo eye the eyelid. Now I'm not going to carve out the entire eyelid. I'm just going to do, I guess, 2/3 of the eyelid, and then I'm going to add on the Paris. So I'm using Paris out of that palette, and I'm having to pat that in, and then I'm going back with the Violetta and kind of smoothing that transition so you can't really see where it starts and stops in the inner and the outer corner. Alright, I'm going back into the palette. I'm going to use Fifth Avenue, and I'm just going to use that in the middle of where I apply the Paris. I don't want to do the entire section, just a little bit. And then I'm going to also use that in the inner eye corner as well. And it's also going to help to brighten that look up. So I'm using the Jordana Cosmetics Cat Eyeliner. And then I'm using the L'Oreal Miss Mango Rock, and I'm just prepping my upper eyelashes for adding on the falsies. I'm using the Maybeline Concealer. And it has a kind of like a red undertone. I really should have thought about this before I applied it, because it gives me an ashy look. However, I felt like the Buttercup, Sacha Buttercup, is going to kind of cancel that out because it's yellow. So it's kind of looking alright. but I'm definitely having to warm that up. So I'm warming that up with the Black Radiance. This is the, what is it, light to medium? Yeah, it's the light to medium, and this is the middle shade, which is the Sculpt. So I'm trying to go in and really warm my face back up because I have this ashy tone now that I use the concealer, but it's too late to back out now. Show must go on. And then I'm using the Lena lashes. These are the Dima lashes, and these are like my favorite lashes. They are so gorgeous. Always getting plenty of compliments with these lashes. They're just my bae. Alright, and then I'm using the MAC, I believe this is the False Eyeshadow something. I don't know. I'll put that below. And then I'm also going to couple that with the Miss Manga Rock. I find that using two mascaras, each with a different effect, just kind of like gives my lashes life. So I'm trying to balance that out with such heavy upper lashes. Alright, and then I'm going back into the Black Radiance palette. I'm going to use that highlight here. And to be such an inexpensive palette, that palette, I mean, it's just amazing. It is amazing. I find myself using that almost every look that I do. Alright. And then I have to go back with the Laura Gellar, the Gilded Honey. And then I'm just kind of highlighting underneath the eyebrows there, inner corners of my eye, right above the previous highlight. And then for the lips, I'm using a Gerard Cosmetics. I believe this is Deep something. I'll post that below because I forgot. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this look. And if you haven't got your hands on this palette, don't worry. It is coming to stores like Ulta and Sephora soon. So don't forget to check online and see when the release date is. I'll try to post that below if I can find it. Thanks.